It is Saturday, January 1st, 2022 in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day, plus 3 extra leans at the end of the video. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. First and foremost, Happy New Year to everyone out there. We appreciate you all for being a part of the community. 2021 was a crazy year. 2022 going to be the best year yet, so let's make it that. Now let's recap yesterday, how it went. Now, if you think back to December 30th, 2 days ago, we brought out the brooms, a 3-0 sweep, and I'd ask, what's better than bringing out the brooms once? Doing it twice, because boom, yes, you see it yesterday, a 4-0 sweep. It doesn't get better than that. That's the exact way you want to recap the end of 2021, a great year for the community, where we went 7-0 the final 2 days. Now we have Damian Lillard under 8.5 assists, best bet of the day. You got that best bet segment on a 16-4 run. Cash it. LeBron James over 46.5 PRAs. Tried to hit it in points alone with 43 points. Cash it as well. Karis LeVert cashes with ease. We even added Jalen Smith over in points plus rebounds. That cashes early in the third quarter. So if you are new to the Call on Our Shot channel, what more do I have to do? Click that subscribe button down below. We're less than 200 subscribers away from, I believe, 18,000. So let's see if we can hit that today. I appreciate you all for being a part of the community. And share the video with a friend. Click the like button too. Let's keep growing this community. 2022 is Calling Our Shot. We're taking it to the moon. We can't do it without you guys. Now, last 2 notes. NFL, parlays, and player props. That video for week 17 will be live later today, hopefully a little bit earlier than normal. Normally it's posted like 8:30 p.m. Hopefully we can post it a little bit earlier. We'll see as the day goes on. We don't have a lot of lines for the NFL, but in that video alone, 24-8 run over the past 8 weeks, and in the NFL as a whole, 20-6 over the past 2 weeks. So you definitely want to go check that out. And lastly, I have a little bit of a New Year's resolution for you guys, and maybe this might come off as a mini rant, but I have to ask some people out there, please don't react to a play until the zeros are on the clock. Until you see the zeros, the box score is finalized, please don't react to it unless that player's already hit his over, but you would be amazed how many people I had DMing me, commenting, vice versa, all about Damian Lillard. Sure, he had 7 assists in the third quarter, but sure, it wasn't ideal that he already had that, and some people had under 7.5, some people had under 8.5, but it's the NBA and it's sports betting, things like injuries, foul trouble, people just not making shots, blowouts, all of these things happen. And a bet, please don't complain about a bet until if it hasn't even lost already. So that's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming. That's my New Year's resolution. Hopefully some people took it into consideration, because it's probably the most annoying part of my job is to see people complaining about plays that haven't even lost yet. So that's all I have to say. Let's have another winning day. As my last note, talk about the Caesars promo where they are offering people a free NBA jersey. I'll put the links down below, but also in the comment section as well. I appreciate you guys. If we add any plays as the day goes on, I'll put them in the pinned comment section down below. Without further ado, a long intro. Let's get into my best bet of the day. Let's see if we can bring out these bad boys once again. Bradley Beal over 36.5 PRAs, minus 115 on points bet. Now here's another pain point for me. Didn't want to start the new year out like this, but if you see, books are all over the place on this line. So I'm sure the line will go up, as it probably should be higher than 36.5, but when I make these videos, I got to take the best line that is available to me, and that's going to make myself money. So we'll stick to 36.5. You guys can decide if you want it at the higher lines. But we look at Beal. He returned to action last game, and he was cooking it up. 29 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 45 PRAs. Now, the games prior to that, Beal had 49, 34, and 40 PRAs. So cashing this in 3 of the last 4 games. Now, I think what we finally are seeing is Beal getting back to form from last year when he averaged 30 points per game in the past 2 seasons. Very similar to Joel Embiid from a couple nights ago. Beal is finally getting back to form. Now he's taking on the Bulls today, which over the last 5 games, Beal has had the following numbers, PRA-wise. 47, 35, 36, 62, 41. So cashing in 3 of 5 games, but the reason I'm doing PRAs here, you look at the Wizards roster, it's depleted. They don't got a lot of people out there. They're basically they're trying to sign up people in the stands to have them handle the rock and play point and not have the ball in Bradley Beal's hands 100% of the time. But you look at they were using Brad Wanamaker. Yeah, best I can do is health and safety protocols now. Now Raul Neto out, and their other point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, also out. So basically it's Beal, and here's the ball. And that's basically the offense. So that's why I'm taking PRAs. If you want to take points plus assists, you might have a better edge there. But you look at Dinwiddie, he's missed 6 games this season that Beal has played in. Beal cashed this over in 5 of those 6 games. The one game he didn't cash was a blowout that they lost to the Suns, a very good defensive team. We talked about the last game, which was against the Cavaliers, pretty good defensive team. Well, you look at him, he had 17 assist opportunities in that game, 10 assists total. He was facilitating the offense, still scoring at will as well, something I think he does again today against the Bulls team that he has dominated in the past. And look, we took Karis LeVert, similar prop yesterday. He cashed with ease. I think we should see Bradley Beal do the same exact thing today. I'm riding with him as my best bet of the day. See if we can extend on a 16-4 run for that segment. Now let's move on to another guy that I think is returning to form. James Harden over 43.5 PRAs, minus 110 on Caesars. Another one that's kind of been, switching up and down on different books, have different lines, but we look at Harden, he's returning to form because this is a guy that was struggling earlier this season. People were taking us under 19.5 points earlier this season, which was ridiculous to think about. This is James Harden, one of the best players in the NBA, and he's finally getting back to that 30-point triple-double guy that we've been grown to just, expect out of the past couple seasons. Now, since his return, Harden played in 3 games. His PRA numbers, 56, 62, and 57 PRAs. So just a hair above the 43.5 we're getting him at today. He's even been aggressive with Kevin Durant back. He still attempted 20 shots in their last game against Philadelphia, and he got to the line 18 times. So really attempted more shots than just the 20. And he just roasted this Clippers team alive for 62 PRAs. Now, the only concern here, in my opinion, is blowout potential, but I do think the Clippers, they just played yesterday, and while I don't necessarily love the Clippers as a roster, I do think they will put up some fight here with Marcus Morris and other guys. Now, they did blow that game late in the game. They were close with the Raptors, and then they just kind of absolutely just lost control of the game as the game went on. But I think they'll give the Nets their best shot in Brooklyn. I think these players will be showing up. So we look at Harden. It was also New Year's Eve. Come on, the guy probably had a little bit of fun last night. I think he'll be in a great mood. We're riding with Harden. I think he dominates and he fills up the stat sheet. We're taking his over, 43.5 PRAs. Now, moving on to my last play of the day, could arguably be one of my favorites, maybe even more than Harden. Nikola Vucevic over 11.5 rebounds, minus 120 on FanDuel. Now, I'm not normally a guy to trust Vucevic. Now, you do see me with the Vucevic jersey. I do not have it. I have my Basketball Hall of Fame shirt. But still, I do think Vucevic will rebound the ball because that's what he's been doing nonstop the past 4 games. He's had 16, 20, 17 and 15 rebounds over his last 4 games. So not just getting a little bit over 11.5, absolutely smashing the line. And so sometimes cashing this by halftime. I think he had 11 rebounds at halftime last game. Now, the Bulls, they came into the season with not a lot of depth on the front court with the power forwards and centers. Well, the 2 other starting centers, or it's not starting, 2 other centers on the roster, nope, they're out. They're not going to be there. Now, they did sign Jordan Bell and other guys to play power forward / center, but let's be honest, Vucevic is going to be in there and going to be in there to grab rebounds. That's what they need him to do. Now, we're looking at Vucevic has averaged 25.8 rebound chances the last 4 games. That's a ridiculous number, probably the highest in the NBA. And you look at it, the only guy closest to him, DeMar DeRozan, at 8.3 rebound chances per game. They're really just saying, Vucevic, we need you to hold down the board. We'll handle the rest of the things. And then you look at it over the last, and this is an ideal matchup against the Wizards, who over the last 15 games, only 2 other teams have given up more rebounds per game to opposing centers. They're giving up 18.42, 3rd most in the NBA. Vucevic, as a whole, should be able to get us 12. I like it. 11.5 is the line that I see on FanDuel. It could be a bad line, could be a good line. Not really sure. It's the FanDuel and PointsBet, the only 2 books with lines at the moment at 8:18 a.m. But still, I like Vucevic. Now, he has not played against the Wizards as a Bull, but he played against them plenty of times as an Orlando Magic. He's hit this over in 4 of his last 6 games versus the Wizards. I'll ride with him again today. I think we see a very close game like we did yesterday with Bulls versus Pacers. I'll ride with Vucevic over 11.5 rebounds. And let's hope we can get it done. Now, those are the 3 official plays. If you add another play, we'll let you know down below in the pinned comment. And it could be one of these extra guys that we're going to talk about. The first one, Saddiq Bey, over and probably in points. Now, we look at Saddiq Bey. I'm assuming the Pistons have a bunch of guys out again today, so that will remain to be seen. They're taking on the Spurs, team they just played on the 26th of December. And we look at Saddiq Bey. He's been absolutely cooking it up recently. He's at 23-plus points in 6 of his last 7 games. Really been shooting the ball a ton, primarily because the Pistons, well, they don't have a lot of other guys that can shoot the ball. And maybe we'll talk about a couple other guys that can shoot it in a second. But still, 23-plus in 6 of his last 7 games, including 23 points against the Spurs team. And he's getting to the free throw line a lot. So I really like what I've seen out of Saddiq Bey. I'm all in on him today. We'll see exactly what line we get out of him. He's been seeing 19.5. I'd imagine that line goes up a little bit, assuming all these guys are out again. Now, let's talk about another Piston. Well, Hamidou Diallo. He's been really cooking it up. 28 and 31 points the last 2 games, shooting 13 for 19 from the field. Not a guy that shoots a ton of threes, but he's getting to the line. And I really think he can score in the paint against the Spurs team that, let's be honest, don't have a lot of interior defense on that team. So I think Hamidou Diallo can get it done. So we'll consider his points. Well, I'm curious what they give him a prop at. Maybe it's like an alt point that you could probably take at like 20 plus, because I don't see him getting a line above like 16.5. Now, the last guy that I consider an extra lean today, man, why not make it a trio of Pistons? Luka Garza. Now, he's a guy that, dagger to the heart. He hurt us last game when we took his PRA over. He had 18.5 PRAs, and he only had 15. Now, it was a dagger. He shot 1 for 10 from the field, firing up bricks left and right. I'm pretty sure all of you guys out there could at least shoot 1 for 10 from the field, but I think today he gets back on track, and this is a team that they just played, like I said, a couple days ago. He had 20 points and 6 rebounds against, and that was in 20 minutes of action. Last game he played like 37, 38 minutes. This should be a closer game than I expect people to assume. Both these teams, let's be honest, not all that great. And the Pistons have been playing better despite missing a lot of guys. So I think, actually, you look at this last game, the last time these two teams played, they lost by like 35, I think, the Pistons did. And Luka Garza still put up 20 and 6. I think they're still going to want to get the young guys minutes, regardless of if the game's close or not. So I like Luka Garza today. I'm curious where all these Pistons lines will line up. Now, those are the 3 guys that you can get, the extra leans. Those are my 3 official plays from earlier. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Parlays and player props video live later today, so go check that out once it gets live. I'm not sure exactly when it will be posted. We're still waiting on some lines, but you'll see it. Just click the bell icon down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. Let's see if we can bring out these brooms once again. That would be pretty sweet. 3 straight days in a row. Who says no? I'm all in. I appreciate you guys. Have a great New Year's Day. If you have any plays that you guys love, put them down below in the comment section. I love seeing what you guys are playing. Let's bring out the brooms again. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.